रेस्पिरेटरी सिस्टम के बारे में बताएंगे आपको। यहाँ पे स्लाइड से कुछ रेस्पिरेटरी सिस्टम है क्या वर्क करता है हमारी बॉडी में। ये फंक्शंस ऑफ द रेस्पिरेटरी सिस्टम: overseas gas exchanges oxygen and carbon dioxide between the blood and external environment. Exchange of gases take place within the lungs in the alveoli, only site of gas exchange. Other structures: passageways. Passageways to the lungs purify, warm and humidify the incoming air. Shares responsibility with cardiovascular system. Organs of the respiratory system. ऑर्गन है रेस्पिरेटरी सिस्टम के: नोज, फ्राइनेक्स, लारिंक्स, ट्रैकिया, ब्रोंकी, लंग्स, एल्वाई। ये लारिंक्स है, ये ओरल कैविटी है, एक्सटर्नल नर्व्स, नोस्ट्रिल्स जिसे कहते हैं, और ये नेजल कैविटी है, फ्राइनेक्स, ट्रैकिया, एपेक्स ऑफ लेफ्ट लंग, राइट प्राइमरी ब्रोंकिटिस, बेस ऑफ लेफ्ट लंग, डायफ्राम। ये यहाँ पे पिक्चराइज किया हुआ है ऑर्गन ऑफ द रेस्पिरेटरी सिस्टम को। अपर रेस्पिरेटरी ट्रैक, अब यहाँ पे अपर रेस्पिरेटरी ट्रैक बताया गया है। ये है स्फेनोडियल साइनस, ये है फ्रिंजियल टॉन्सिल्स, ओपनिंग ऑफ ऑडिटरी ट्यूब, नेसोफ्राइनिक्स, इंटरनल नर्व्स, यूबुलस, प्लेटाइन टॉन्सिल्स, फ्राइनेक्स, लारिंगोफ्राइनिक्स, वोकल फोल्ड, एसोफेगस। ये फ्रंशियल साइनस है, ये सेरेब्रम प्लेट ऑफ एथमोइड बोन है, सुपीरियर कॉन्का, मिडल कॉन्का, inferior concha. External nerves, hard plates, soft plates. This is a tongue, languageal tonsils, epiglottis, hyperbone, traphoid cartilage of larynx, cricoid cartilage of larynx, thyroid gland, and this is trachea. The nose. First हम nose पे डिस्कस करेंगे. The only externally visible part of the respiratory system. Air enters the nose through the external nares, nostrils. The interior of the nose consists of nasal cavity divided by nasal septum. Human nose diagram. यहाँ पे human nose diagram की पिक्चर है. ये है olfactory nerve, ये है olfactory bulb, ये है nerve bundles, ये है nose, ये है nasal cavity. And anatomy of the nasal cavity: olfactory receptors are located in the mucosa on the superior surface. The rest of the cavity is lined with respiratory mucosa. Moistens air, traps incoming foreign particles. Lateral walls have a projections called concha, increase surface area, increase air turbulence within the nasal cavity. The nasal cavity is separated from the oral cavity by the plate, anterior hard plate. Paranasal sinus. Paranasal sinus क्या है? ये है cavities within the bones surrounding the nasal cavity. Frontal bone, sphenoid bone, ethmoid bone, maxillary bone. function of the paranasal sinuses lighten the skull. अगर यहाँ पे functions of the paranasal है, lighten the skull, act as a resonance chambers for speech, produce mucus that drains into the nasal cavity. Pharynx throat. अब यहाँ पे throat के बारे में है. Muscular passage from nasal cavity से next है pharynx. Muscular passage from nasal cavity to larynx. Three regions of the pharynx: nasopharynx, superior region behind the nasal cavity; oropharynx, middle region behind the mouth; rhinopharynx is inferior region attached to larynx. The oropharynx and laryngopharynx are common passageways for air and food. The pharynx throat है, इसके picture है. The pharynx is common passageway for solid food, liquid and air. Internal ears, oral cavity, uvula, epiglottis, larynx, esophagus. Regions of the pharynx is nasopharynx, oropharynx, laryngopharynx. Upper respiratory tract. This is upper respiratory tract. अब है upper respiratory tract. इधर इसकी structure of the pharynx. Auditory tube enters the nasal pharynx. Tonsils of the pharynx. Pharyngeal tonsils, adenoids in the nasopharynx. Latine tonsils in the oropharynx. Lingual tonsils at the bases of the tongue. We have pharyngeal tonsils, latine tonsils, and lingual tonsils. Larynx कहते हैं voice box को. Routes air and food into proper channels. Plays a role in a speech made of rigid hyaline cartilage and a spoon-shaped flap of elastic cartilage, epiglottis. Structure of the larynx. Thyroid cartilage, largest hyaline cartilage, produce and cavity, Adam's apple, epiglottis, superior opening of the larynx, routes food to the larynx and air toward the trachea. Structure of the larynx. Vocal cords, vocal folds vibrate with expelled air to create sound speech. Glottis, opening between vocal cords. ये यहाँ पे ए बताया गया है vocal folds in closed position and vocal folds in open position. Open glottis and closed glottis. Trachea, windpipe. Trachea को windpipe भी कहते हैं. Connects larynx with bronchi, lined with silated mucosa, beat continuously in the opposite direction of incoming air, expel mucus loaded with dust and other debris away from lungs. Walls are reinforced with C-shaped hyaline cartilage. This is a tracheotomy. Picture of tracheotomy. Primary bronchi, formed by division of the trachea, enters the lung at the hilus medial depression. Right bronchus is wider, shorter, and straighter than left. Bronchi subdivide into smaller and smaller branches. Primary bronchi, formed by division of the trachea, enters the lung at the hilus medial depression. Right bronchus is wider, shorter, and straighter than left. Bronchi subdivide into smaller and smaller branches. Lungs, we have trachea, windpipe, right lobes, left bronchi, right bronchi, secondary bronchi, bronchioles, alveoli, pleura, diaphragm, bronchioles. Occupy most of the thoracic cavity. Apex is near the clavicle superior portion. Base rests on the diaphragm inferior portion. Each lung is divided into the lobes by fissures. Left lung 2 lobes, right lung 3 lobes. Lungs. Thoracic vertebra posterior, and this is ribs, esophagus, in posterior mediastinum, root of lung at hilus, left lung body, while pulmonary trunk, heart, sternum interior, right pulmonary vein, right pulmonary artery, right pulmonary bronchus, pleural cavity, vascular pleura, partial pleura, right lung. Covering of the lungs. Pulmonary vascular pleural covers the lung surface. Parietal pleura lines the wall of the thoracic cavity. Pleural fluid fills the area between the layers of pleura to allow a gliding. Collapsed lung. Pleural cavity, collapsed lung, vascular pleura, partial pleura, thoracic wall lined with endothelmic. This is a helium of a lung, site of entry of root of lung. This one is inflated lungs. Respiratory trachea. Primary bronchi, secondary bronchi, tertiary bronchi, bronchi, terminal bronchi. Respiratory divisions are, this is a chart of respiratory divisions. Bronchioles. Smallest branches of the bronchi are but the smallest branches have a deep reinforcing cartilage. Terminal bronchioles and in alveoli. This is the E part. E से alveolar duct तक जाता है. Respiratory bronchioles, terminal bronchioles, alveolar duct, alveolar sac, alveolar duct, alveolus. Respiratory zone. Structure of respiratory zone: respiratory bronchi, alveolar duct, alveoli, site of gas exchange. Structure of alveolar duct, alveolar sac, alveolus, gas exchange. Respiratory membrane, ear-blood barrier. Thin squamous epithelial layer lining alveolar walls. Pulmonary capillaries cover external surface of alveoli. This is the structure. Function of respiratory systems: red blood cells in capillaries, alveolar gas-filled air spaces, macrophage, respiratory membrane, alveolar pores in capillaries. This is a capillary endothelial cell nucleus, epithelial cell nucleus, capillaries, nucleus types of squamous epithelial cells. Gas exchange. Gas crosses the respiratory membrane by diffusion. Oxygen enters the blood. Carbon dioxide enters the alveoli. Macrophages add protection. Surfactant pores gas exposed alveolar surfaces. Gas exchange. Events of respiration and events of respiration. Pulmonary ventilations, moving air in and out of the lungs. External respiration, gas exchange between pulmonary blood and alveoli. Respiratory gas transport. Transport of oxygen and carbon dioxide via the blood streams. Internal respiration, gas exchange between blood and tissues, cells in systematic capillaries. Mechanics of breathing, pulmonary ventilation. Completely mechanical process. Depends on volume change in the thoracic cavity. Volume change will lead to pressure changes, which lead to the flow of gases to equalize pressure. Mechanics of breathing is the two phases: inspiration and expiration. Inspiration क्या कहता है? Flow of air into lungs. Air का flow लंग में करता है, air leaving lung. और expiration कहता है हवा को निकालता है, air leaving lung. Inspiration. Diaphragm and intercostal muscles contract. The size of the thoracic cavity increases. External air is pulled into the lungs due to an increase in pulmonary volume. Exhalation, largely a passive process which depends on natural lung elasticity. As muscles relax, air is pushed out of the lungs. Forced expiration can occur mostly by contracting internal intercostal muscles to depress the rib cage. Exhalation, largely a passive process which depends on natural lung elasticity. As muscles relax, air is pushed out of the lung. Forced expiration can occur mostly by contracting internal intercostal muscles to depress the rib cage. Non-respiratory air movements can be caused by reflexes or voluntary actions. Examples: cough and sneeze clears the lungs of debris, laughing, crying, yawn, hiccup, respiratory volumes and capacity. Normal breathing moves about 500 ml of air with each breath. Many factors that affect respiratory capacity: a person's size, sex, age, physical condition, residual volume of air after exhalation. About 1200 ml of air remains in the lungs. Respiratory volume and capacity. Residual volume, air remaining in the lung after expiration, about 1200 ml. Vital capacity, the total amount of exchangeable air. Vital capacity, TB plus IRV plus ERV. Dead space volume, air that remains in conducting zone and never reaches alveoli, about 150 ml. Functional volume, air that actually reaches the respiratory zone. Usually about 350 ml. Respiratory capacities are measured with spirometer. This is the respiratory capacities. Sounds are monitored with a stethoscope, bronchial sounds produced by air rushing through trachea and bronchi, vascular breathing sounds, soft sounds of air filling alveoli, oxygen movement into the blood, the alveoli always has more oxygen than the blood. Oxygen moves by diffusion towards the area of lower concentration. Pulmonary capillary blood gains oxygen. External respiration. Carbon dioxide movement out of the blood. Blood returning from tissues has a higher concentration of carbon dioxide than the air in the oil. Pulmonary capillary blood gives up carbon dioxide. Blood leaving the lungs is oxygen rich and carbon dioxide poor. Gas transport in the blood. Inside the red blood cell attached to the hemoglobin, oxyhemoglobin, HbO2. A small amount is carried dissolved in the plasma. Gas transport in the blood. Carbon dioxide transport in the blood. Most is transported in the plasma as a bicarbonate ion, HCO3. A small amount is carried inside the red blood cells and hemoglobin, but a different binding sites than those of oxygen. Internal respiration. Exchange of gases between blood and body cells. And opposite reactions. What occurs in lungs? Carbon dioxide diffuses out of tissues to blood. Oxygen diffuses from blood into tissues. Internal respiration. This is a picture of internal respiration. A summary of external respiration, gas transport, and internal respiration. Neural regulation of respiration. Activity of respiratory muscles. Is transmitted to the brain by the phrenic and intercostal nerves. Neural centers that control the rate and depth are located in the medulla. The pons appears to smooth out of respiratory rate. Normal respiratory rate is 12 to 15 respirations per minute. Hypernia is increased respiratory rate, often due to extra oxygen needs. Neural regulation of respiration. This is a picture of neural regulation of respiration. Factor influencing respiratory rate and depth. Physical factors: increased body temperature, exercise, talking, coughing, volition, conscious control, emotional factors. Chemical factors. Factors influencing respiratory rate and depth. Carbon dioxide levels. Level of carbon dioxide in the blood is the mean regularly. Chemical for respiration. Increased carbon dioxide, increased respiration. Changes in carbon dioxide act directly on the medulla oblongata. Chemical factors: oxygen levels, change in oxygen concentration in the blood are detected by chemoreceptors in the aorta and carotid artery. Information is sent to the medulla oblongata. Respiratory diseases. Chronic obstructive pulmonary diseases. Exemplified by chronic bronchitis and emphysema. Major cause of death and disability in the United States. Chronic obstructive pulmonary diseases (COPD). Features of the disease: patients almost always have a history of smoking. Labored breathing becomes progressive, more severe. Coughing and frequent pulmonary infections are common. Chronic obstructive pulmonary diseases (COPD). Features of these diseases continue. Most victims retain carbon dioxide, are hypoxic and have respiratory acidosis. Those infected will ultimately develop respiratory failure. Emphysema. Alveoli enlarge as adjacent chambers break through. Chronic inflammations promotes lung fibrosis. Airways collapse during expiration. Patients use a large amount of energy to exhale. Our inflation of the lungs leads to a permanently expanded barrel chest. Cyanosis appears late in the disease. Chronic bronchitis. Mucus of the lower respiratory passages becomes severely inflamed. Mucus production increases. Pooled mucus impairs ventilation and gas exchange. Risk of lung infection increases. Pneumonia is common. Hypoxia and cyanosis occur early. Chronic obstructive pulmonary disease (COPD). Effects of hypoxia. Lung cancer accounts for 1 by 3 of all cancer deaths in the United States. Increased incidence associated with smoking. 3 common types are squamous cell carcinoma, adenocarcinoma, small cell carcinoma. Lung cancer. This is the picture for acetic acid lung cancer that is associated with smoking. मेन वजह है लंग कैंसर में पहले ये पिक्चर दिखाई हुई है डायग्राम. Side sudden infant death syndrome. Apparently healthy infant stops breathing and dies during sleep. Some cases are thought to be a problem of the neurovespiratory control center. One-third of cases appear to be due to the heart rhythm abnormalities. 5 ways to prevent sight. Asthma. Chronic inflamed hypersensitive bronchial passage response to irritants with dyspnea. With dyspnea, coughing and wheezing. Asthma and inhalers. This is some pictures of asthma inhaler. The chemistry of asthma inhalers. Development aspects of the respiratory systems. Lungs are filled with fluid in the fetus. Lungs are not fully inflated with air until 2 weeks after birth. Surfactant that lowers alveolar surface tensions is not present until late in fetal development and may not be present in premature babies. Development aspects of the respiratory system. Important birth defects. Cyclist fibrosis, our sacred section of thick mucus clogs the the respiratory system, left plate. Again affects elasticity of lungs, decreases vital capacity, decreases blood oxygen leaving, decreases levels, decreases stimulating effects of carbon dioxide, decreases more risk of respiratory tract infection. Respiratory rate changes throughout life. Newborns 40 to 80 respiration per minute. Infants are 30 respirations per minute. Age 5 to 25 respiration per minute. Adults 12 to 18 respirations per minute. Rate often increase somewhat with old age. Next is the respiratory system. Ours is gas exchange oxygen and carbon dioxide between the blood and external environment. Exchange of gases takes place within the lungs in the alveoli. Only site of gases exchange other structures passageways. Passageways to the lungs purify warm and humidify the incoming air, shares responsibility with cardiovascular systems, functions of the respiratory systems. Third number is nose, rhinus, larynx, trachea, bronchi, lungs, alveoli, organs of the respiratory system. Fourth number is upper respiratory tract. 5 is the nose, the only externally visible part of the respiratory system. Air enters the nose through the external layers called nostrils. The interior of the nose consists of nasal cavity divided by a nasal septum. Olfactory receptors are located in the mucosa on the superior surface. The rest of the cavity is lined with respiratory mucosa, moistens air, traps incoming foreign particles. Anatomy of the nasal cavity. The lateral walls have projections called conchia. Increase surface area, increase air turbulence within the nasal cavity. The nasal cavity is separated from the oral cavity by the plate. Anterior, the nasal cavity is separated from the oral cavity by a plate. Anterior hard plate bone. Anatomy of the nasal cavity. 8 number is cavity within the bones surrounding the nasal cavity. Frontal bone, sphenoid bone, ethmoid bone, maxillary bone, paranasal sinus. Ninth point is a light on the skull, act as a resonance chamber. Cavity with bones surrounding the nasal cavity. Nasal cavity functions of the paranasal sinus muscular package from the passage from the nasal cavity to the larynx. Three regions of the pharynx is nasopharynx, superior region attached to the larynx, inferior region attached to larynx, laryngographix. Oropharynx is a middle region behind the mouth. The oropharynx and laryngopharynx are common passageway for eardrops. Pharynx, upper respiratory tract, auditory tubes enter the nasopharynx. Auditory tubes enter the nasopharynx, tonsils of the pharynx, pharyngeal tonsils, adenoids in the nasopharynx, palatine tonsils in the pharynx, protrudes anteriorly and resemble epiglottis, superior opening the larynx, routes air and food into the proper channels, plays a role in the speech. Connects route air and food into the proper channels, plays a role in a speech, made of frigid hyaline cartilage and a spoon-shaped flat thyroid cartilage, largest hyaline cartilage, produced anterior epiglottis, superior opening of larynx. Routes food to the larynx and towards the trachea, structures of the larynx. Vocal cords, vocal folds, vibrate with expelled air to create a sound speech. Glottis open between vocal cord structures of the larynx, connects the larynx with bronchi, lined with ciliated mucosa, beat continuously in the opposite directions of incoming air, expel mucus loaded with dust and other debris away from lungs. Valves are reinforced with C-shaped hyaline cartilage. Trachea. Trachomia formed by division of the trachea connects the larynx with bronchi, lined with the ciliated mucosa, continually in the opposite directions of incoming air. Expel mucus loaded with dust and other debris away from the lungs. Walls are reinforced with C-shaped hyaline cartilage trachea. windpipe. Walls are reinforced. The trachea, formed by division of the trachea, enters the lungs at the hilus. Right bronchus is a wider, shorter, straighter than left. Bronchi subdivide into smaller and smaller branches. Primary bronchium occupy most of the thoracic cavity. Apex is near the clavicle. Base rests on the diaphragm. Each lung is divided into the lobes by fissures. Partial pleural lines the walls of the thoracic cavity. Pleural fluid fills the area between the layers of pleura along gliding covering of the lungs. Primary bronchi, secondary bronchi, tertiary bronchi, broncholia, terminal bronchi, respiratory tree divisions. Respiratory tree divisions. Respiratory divisions, smallest branches of the bronchi. All but the smallest branches have a reinforcing cartilage. Terminal bronchioles end in alveolar bronchioles. Structures respiratory bronchiole. Structures of alveoli. Alveolar duct, alveolar sacs, alveolus gas exchange alveoli. Smallest branches of the bronchi. All but the smallest branches have a reinforcing cartilage. Terminal bronchioles and in alveoli bronchioles. Structures respiratory bronchiole, alveolar duct, alveoli, site of the gas exchange respiratory zone. Thin squamous epithelial layer lining alveolar duct. Pulmonary capillaries cover external surfaces of alveoli, respiratory membrane, air-blood barrier. Gas crosses the respiratory membrane by diffusion. Oxygen enters completely. Gas crosses the respiratory thin squamous epithelial layer lining alveolar walls. Macrophages and protections. Gas crosses the respiratory membrane by diffusion. Oxygen enters the blood. Carbon dioxide enters alveoli. Macrophages and protections. Surfactant codes. Gas exposed alveolar ducts. Surfaces gases exchange. Gas exchange. Pulmonary ventilation, moving air in and out of the things. gas crosses the respiratory membrane by diffusion. Oxygen enters the blood, carbon dioxide enters the alveoli, macrophages add protections, surfactant coats gas exposed alveolar surfaces, gas exchange, pulmonary ventilations, moving air in and out of the things. External respiration. Pulmonary ventilations, moving in and out of things. External respiration, gas exchange between pulmonary blood and oily respiratory gas transport of oxygen and carbon dioxide. Via the bloodstreams, internal respiration, gas exchange between blood and tissue cells in systematic capillaries, events of respirations, oxygen and carbon dioxide via the bloodstreams, internal respirations, gas exchange between blood and tissue cells in systematic capillaries, events of respiration, completely mechanical processes, depends on volume exchanges in the thoracic cavity. Volume changes lead to pressure changes, which lead to the flow of gases. To equalize the pressure, mechanics of breathing, pulmonary ventilation. Two phases is inspiration, flow of air into the lung, expiration, air leaving lung, mechanics of breathing. Two phases, inspiration, flow of air into the lung. Expirations, air leaving lung, mechanics of breathing, pulmonary ventilation, diaphragm and intercostal muscles contract. The size of the thoracic cavity increases. External air is pulled into the lungs due to an increase in intrapulmonary volume. Inspiration, large passive process which depends on natural lung elasticity. As the muscles relax, air is pushed out of the lungs. Forced expirations can occur mostly by contracting internal intercostal muscles to depress the ribcage. Exhalations can be caused by reflexes or voluntary actions. Examples: cough and sneeze clears the lungs of debris. Laughing, crying, yawn, hiccup, no respiratory air movements. Normal breathing moves about 5. आज हमारा टॉपिक है जिसपे वीडियो बनी है वो है रेस्पिरेटरी सिस्टम के बारे में बताएंगे आपको। वहाँ पे स्लाइड्स हैं कुछ। रेस्पिरेटरी सिस्टम है क्या, क्या वर्क करता है हमारी बॉडी में ये। फंक्शंस ऑफ द रेस्पिरेटरी सिस्टम oversees gas exchanges oxygen and carbon dioxide between the blood and external environment. Exchange of gases take place within the lungs in the alveoli, only site of gas exchange. Other structures passageways. Passageways to the lungs purify, warm and humidify the incoming air. Shares responsibility with cardiovascular system. Organs of the respiratory system. Organ है respiratory system के nose, pharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchi, lungs, alveoli. ये larynx है, ये oral cavity है, external nerves, nostrils जिसे कहते हैं, और ये nasal cavity है, pharynx, trachea, apex of left lung, right primary bronchitis, base of left lung, diaphragm. ये यहाँ पे पिक्चराइज किया हुआ है ऑर्गन ऑफ द रेस्पिरेटरी सिस्टम को. अपर रेस्पिरेटरी ट्रैक. अब यहाँ पे अपर रेस्पिरेटरी ट्रैक बताया गया है. ये है स्फेनोडियल साइनस, ये है फ्रिंजियल टॉन्सिल्स, ओपनिंग ऑफ ऑडिटरी ट्यूब, नेसोफ्राइनिक्स, इंटरनल नर्व्स, यूबुलस, प्लेटाइन टॉन्सिल्स, फ्राइनिक्स, लारिंगोफ्राइनिक्स, vocal fold, एसोफेगस. ये फ्रंशियल साइनस है, ये सेरेब्रम प्लेट ऑफ एथमोइड बोन है, सुपीरियर कॉन्का, मिडल कॉन्का, इंफीरियर कॉन्का. एक्सटर्नल नेयर्स, हार्ड प्लेट्स, सॉफ्ट प्लेट्स. दिस इज अ टोन. लैंग्वेजल टॉन्सिल्स, एपिग्लॉटिस, hyperbone, preferred cartilage of larynx, cricoid cartilage of larynx, thyroid gland, and this is trachea. The nose. First हम nose पे डिस्कस करेंगे. The only externally visible part of the respiratory system. Air enters the nose through the external nares, nostrils. The interior of the nose consists of nasal cavity divided by nasal septum. Human nose diagram. यहाँ पे human nose diagram की picture है. ये है olfactory nerve, ये है olfactory bulb, ये है nerve bundles, ये है nose, ये है nasal cavity. And anatomy of the nasal cavity. Olfactory receptors are located in the mucosa on the superior surface. The rest of the cavity is lined with respiratory mucosa. Moistens air, traps incoming foreign particles. Lateral walls have a projections called concha, increase surface area, increase air turbulence within the nasal cavity. The nasal cavity is separated from the oral cavity by the plate, anterior hard plate, paranasal sinus. Paranasal sinus क्या है? ये है cavities within the bones surrounding the nasal cavity. Frontal bone, sphenoid bone, ethmoid bone, maxillary bone. Function of the paranasal sinus. Light in the skull, again the functions of the paranasal hair. Light in the skull act as a resonance chambers for speech, produce mucus that drains into the nasal cavity. Pharynx throat. अब यहाँ पे throat के बारे में है. Muscular passage from nasal cavity से next है pharynx. Muscular passage from nasal cavity to larynx. Three regions of the pharynx: nasopharynx, superior region behind the nasal cavity; oropharynx, middle region behind the mouth; rhinopharynx is inferior region attached to larynx. The oropharynx and laryngopharynx are common passageways for air and food. The pharynx throat है, इसके पीछे है. The pharynx is common passageway for solid food, liquid and air. Internal layers: oral cavity, uvula, epiglottis, larynx, esophagus. Regions of the pharynx is nasopharynx, oropharynx, laryngopharynx. Upper respiratory tract. This is upper respiratory tract. अब है upper respiratory tract. There is structure of the pharynx. Auditory tube enters the nasal pharynx. Tonsils of the pharynx: pharyngeal tonsils, adenoids in the nasopharynx, latine tonsils in the oropharynx, lingual tonsils at the bases of the tongue. We have pharyngeal tonsils, latine tonsils and lingual tonsils. Larynx कहते हैं वॉइस बॉक्स को. Routes air and food into proper channels, plays a role in a speech made of 8 rigid hyaline cartilage and a spoon-shaped flap of elastic cartilage, epiglottis. Structure of the larynx: thyroid cartilage, largest hyaline cartilage, produce and cavity, Adam's apple, epiglottis, superior opening of the larynx, routes food to the larynx and air toward the trachea. Structure of the larynx: vocal cords, vocal folds vibrate with expelled air to create sound speech. Glottis, opening between vocal cords. ये यहाँ पे ए बताया गया है, vocal folds in closed position and vocal folds in open position. Open glottis and closed glottis. Trachea, windpipe. Trachea को windpipe भी कहते हैं. Connects larynx with bronchi, lined with silated mucosa. Breathe continuously in the opposite direction of incoming air. expel mucus loaded with dust and other debris away from lungs. Walls are reinforced with C-shaped hyaline cartilage. This is a tracheotomy. Picture of tracheotomy. Primary bronchi, formed by division of the trachea, enters the lung at the hilus medial depression. Right bronchus is wider, shorter, and straighter than left. Bronchi subdivide into smaller and smaller branches. Primary bronchi, formed by division of the trachea, enters the lung at the hilus medial depression. Right bronchus is wider, shorter, and straighter than left. Bronchi subdivide into smaller and smaller branches. Lungs. Lungs, we have tracheum, windpipe, right lobes, left bronchi, right bronchi, secondary bronchi, bronchioles, alveoli, pleura, diaphragm, bronchioles. Occupy most of the thoracic cavity. Apex is near the clavicle superior portion. Base rests on the diaphragm inferior portion. Each lung is divided into the lobes by fissures. Left lung 2 lobes, right lung 3 lobes. Lungs. Thoracic vertebra posterior, and this is ribs, esophagus, in posterior, mediastinum, root of lung at hilus, left lung body, while pulmonary trunk, heart, sternum interior, right pulmonary vein, right pulmonary artery, right pulmonary bronchus, pleural cavity, vascular pleura, partial pleura, right lung. Covering of the lungs. Pulmonary vascular pleural covers the lung surface. Parietal pleura lines the wall of the thoracic cavity. Pleural fluid fills the area between the layers of pleura to allow a gliding. Collapsed lung. Pleural cavity, collapsed lung, vascular pleura, partial pleura, thoracic walled line with endothelmic. This is a helium of a lung, site of entry of root of lung. This one is inflated lungs. Respiratory treatment. Primary bronchi, secondary bronchi, tertiary bronchi, terminal bronchi. Respiratory three divisions are, this is a chart of respiratory three divisions. Bronchioles. Smallest branches of the bronchi are, but the smallest branches have a deep reinforcing cartilage. Terminal bronchioles and in alveoli. This is the E part. E से alveolar duct तक जाता है. Respiratory bronchioles, terminal bronchioles, alveolar duct, alveolar sac, alveolar duct, alveolus. Respiratory zone. Structure of respiratory zone. Respiratory bronchi, alveolar duct, alveoli, site of gas exchange. Structure of alveolar duct, alveolar sac, alveolus, gas exchange. Respiratory membrane, ear-blood barrier. Thin squamous epithelial layer lining alveolar walls. Pulmonary capillaries cover external surface of alveoli. This is the structure. Function of respiratory systems: red blood cells in capillaries, alveolar gas filled air spaces, macrophage, respiratory membrane, alveolar pores in capillaries. This is a capillary endothelial cell nucleus, epithelial cell nucleus, capillaries, nucleus types of squamous epithelial cells. Gas exchange. Gas crosses the respiratory membrane by diffusion. Oxygen enters the blood. Carbon dioxide enters the alveoli. Macrophages add protection. Surfactant cores gas exposed alveolar surfaces. Gas exchange. Events of respiration and events of respiration. Pulmonary ventilations, moving air in and out of the lungs. External respiration, gas exchange between pulmonary blood and alveoli. Respiratory gas transport. Transport of oxygen and carbon dioxide via the blood streams. Internal respiration, gas exchange between blood and tissues, cells in systematic capillaries. Mechanics of breathing, pulmonary ventilation. Completely mechanical process. Depends on volume change in the thoracic cavity. Volume change will lead to pressure changes, which lead to the flow of gases to equalize pressure. Mechanics of breathing is the two phases: inspiration and expiration. Inspiration क्या कहता है? Flow of air into lungs. Air का flow लंग में करता है. Air leaving lung. और expiration कहता है हवा को निकालता है. Air leaving lung. Inspiration. Diaphragm and intercostal muscles contract. The size of the thoracic cavity increases. External air is pulled into the lungs due to an increase in intrapulmonary volume. exhalation, largely a passive process which depends on natural lung elasticity. As muscles relax, air is pushed out of the lungs. Forced expiration can occur mostly by contracting internal intercostal muscles to depress the rib cage. Exhalation, largely a passive process which depends on natural lung elasticity. As muscles relax, air is pushed out of the lung. Forced expiration can occur mostly by contracting internal intercostal muscles to depress the rib cage. Non-respiratory air movements can be caused by reflexes or voluntary actions. Examples: cough and sneeze clears the lungs of debris, laughing, crying, yawn, hiccup. Respiratory volumes and capacity. Normal breathing moves about 500 ml of air with each breath. Many factors that affect respiratory capacity: a person's size, sex, age, physical condition, residual volume of air after exhalation. About 1200 ml of air remains in the lungs. Respiratory volume and capacity. Residual volume, air remaining in the lung after expiration, about 1200 ml. Vital capacity, the total amount of exchangeable air. Vital capacity, TV plus IRV plus ERV, dead space volume, air that remains in conducting zone and never reaches alveoli, about 150 ml. Functional volume, air that actually reaches the respiratory zone. Usually about 350 ml. Respiratory capacities are measured with spirometer. This is the respiratory capacities. Sounds are monitored with a stethoscope. Bronchial sounds produced by air rushing through trachea and bronchi. Vascular breathing sounds. soft sounds of air filling oily, oxygen movement into the blood, the alveoli always has more oxygen than the blood. Oxygen moves by diffusion towards the area of lower concentration. Pulmonary capillary blood gains oxygen. External respiration. Carbon dioxide movement out of the blood. Blood returning from tissues has a higher concentration of carbon dioxide than the air in the oil. Pulmonary capillary blood gives up carbon dioxide. Blood leaving the lungs is oxygen rich and carbon dioxide poor. Gas transport in the blood. Inside the red blood cell attached to the hemoglobin, oxyhemoglobin, HbO2. A small amount is carried dissolved in the plasma. Gas transport in the blood. Carbon dioxide transport in the blood. Most is transported in the plasma as a bicarbonate ion, HCl3. A small amount is carried inside the red blood cells on hemoglobin, but a different binding sites than those of oxygen. Internal respiration. Exchange of gases between blood and body cells. And opposite reactions. What occurs in the lungs? Carbon dioxide diffuses out of tissues to blood. Oxygen diffuses from blood into tissues. Internal respiration. This is a picture of internal respiration. A summary of external respiration, gas transport, and internal respiration. Neural regulation of respiration. Activity of respiratory muscles. Is transmitted to the brain by the phrenic and intercostal nerves. Neural centers that control the rate and depth are located in the medulla. The pons appears to smooth out of respiratory rate. Normal respiratory rate is 12 to 15 respirations per minute. Hypernia is increased respiratory rate, often due to extra oxygen needs. Neural regulation of respiration. This is the picture of neural regulation of respiration. Factor influencing respiratory rate and depth. Physical factors. Increased body temperature, exercise, talking, coughing, volition, conscious control, emotional factors. Chemical factors. Factors influencing respiratory depth. Carbon dioxide levels. Level of carbon dioxide in the blood is the mean regularly. Chemical for respiration. Increased carbon dioxide, increased respiration. Change in carbon dioxide act directly on the medulla oblongata. Chemical factors, oxygen levels, change in oxygen concentration in the blood are detected by chemoreceptors in the aorta and carotid artery. Information is sent to the medulla oblongata. Respiratory diseases. Chronic obstructive pulmonary diseases. Exemplified by chronic bronchitis and emphysema. Major cause of death and disability in the United States. Chronic obstructive pulmonary diseases (COPD). Features of the disease. Patients almost always have a history of smoking. Labored breathing becomes progressive, more severe. Coughing and frequent pulmonary infections are common. Chronic obstructive pulmonary diseases (COPD). Features of these diseases continue. Most victims retain carbon dioxide, are hypoxic and have respiratory acidosis. Those infected will ultimately develop respiratory failure. Emphysema. Allow oily enlarge as adjacent chambers break through. Chronic inflammations promotes lung fibrosis. Airways collapse during expiration. Patients use a large amount of energy to exhale. Our inflation of the lungs leads to a permanently expanded barrel chest. Cyanosis appears late in the disease. Chronic bronchitis. Mucus of the lower respiratory passages becomes severely inflamed. Mucus production increases. Pooled mucus impairs ventilation and gas exchange. Risk of lung infection increases. Pneumonia is common. Hypoxia
This system obviously wasted a lot of time and money. So the next is we have
and cyanosis occur early.
next
Chronic obstructive pulmonary disease (COPD). Effects of hypoxia. Lung cancer accounts for 1 by 3 of all cancer deaths in the United States. Increased incidence associated with smoking. 3 common types are squamous cell carcinoma, adenocarcinoma, small cell carcinoma. Lung cancer. This is the picture for toxic gas lung cancer that is associated with smoking. मेन वजह है लंग कैंसर में पहले ये पिक्चर दिखाई हुई है डायग्राम. Side sudden infant death syndrome. Apparently healthy infant stops breathing and dies during sleep. Some cases are thought to be a problem of the neurovespiratory control center. One-third of cases appear to be due to the heart rhythm abnormalities. 5 ways to prevent SIDS. Asthma. Chronic inflamed hypersensitive bronchial passage response to irritants with dyspnea. With dyspnea, coughing and wheezing. Asthma and inhalers. This is some pictures of asthma inhaler. The chemistry of asthma inhalers. Development aspects of the respiratory systems. Lungs are filled with fluid in the fetus. Lungs are not fully inflated with air until 2 weeks after birth. Surfactant that lowers alveolar surface tensions is not present until late in fetal development and may not be present in premature babies. Development aspects of the respiratory system. Important birth defects. Cyclist fibrosis, our sacred section of thick mucus clogs the respiratory system. Left leg. Again affects elasticity of lungs, decreases vital capacity, decreases blood oxygen leaving, decreases levels, decreases stimulating effects of carbon dioxide, decreases more risk of respiratory tract infection. Respiratory rate changes throughout life. Newborns 40 to 80 respiration per minute. Infants are 30 respirations per minute. Age 5 to 25 respiration per minute. Adults 12 to 18 respirations per minute. Rate often increase somewhat with old age. Next is
अब जो होता है अब जो कोर्स है वो कॉमन लॉ भी अप्लाई करती है तो ये थी हमारे पास हिस्ट्री ऑफ इक्विटी देन अब हम की स्टैटिस्टिक्स जो है वो the promisee that acts on the promise
the respiratory system.
the promise is purely made without any tax.
Ours is gas exchange oxygen and carbon dioxide between the blood and external environment. Exchange of gases take place within the lungs in the alveoli. Only site of gases exchange other structures passageways. Passageways to the lungs purify warm and humidify the incoming air. Shares responsibility with cardiovascular systems, functions of the respiratory systems. Third number is nose, rhinus, larynx, trachea, bronchi, lungs, alveoli, organs of the respiratory system. Fourth number is upper respiratory tract. 5 is the nose, the only externally visible part of the respiratory system. Air enters the nose through the external layers called nostrils. The interior of the nose consists of nasal cavity divided by a nasal septum. Olfactory receptors are located in the mucosa on the superior surface. The rest of the cavity is lined with respiratory mucosa, moistens air, traps incoming foreign particles. Anatomy of the nasal cavity. The lateral walls have projections called trachea. Increase the surface area, increase air turbulence within the nasal cavity. The nasal cavity is separated from the oral cavity by the plate. Anterior, the nasal cavity is separated from the oral cavity by a plate. Anterior hard plate bone. Anatomy of the nasal cavity. 8 number is cavity within the bones surrounding the nasal cavity. Frontal bone, sphenoid bone, ethmoid bone, maxillary bone, paranasal sinus. 9 point is the light of the skull, act as a resonance chamber. cavity with bones surrounding the nasal cavity. Nasal cavity functions of the paranasal sinus muscular package from the passage from the nasal cavity to the larynx. Three regions of the pharynx is nasopharynx, superior region attached to the larynx, inferior region attached to larynx, laryngographix. Oropharynx is a middle region behind the mouth. The oropharynx and laryngopharynx are common passageway for eardrops. Pharynx, upper respiratory tract, auditory tubes, enter the nasopharynx. Auditory tubes enter the nasopharynx, tonsils of the pharynx, pharyngeal tonsils, adenoids in the nasopharynx, palatine tonsils in the pharynx, protrudes anteriorly and ensemble epiglottis, superior opening the larynx, routes air and food into the proper channels, plays a role in the speech. Connects route air and food into the proper channels, plays a role in a speech, made of a-frigid hyaline cartilage and a spoon-shaped flat thyroid cartilage, largest hyaline cartilage, produced anterior epiglottis, superior opening of larynx. Routes through to the larynx and towards the trachea, structures of the larynx. Vocal cords, vocal folds, vibrate with expelled air to create a sound speech. Glottis open between vocal cord structures of the larynx, connects the larynx with bronchi, lined with ciliated mucosa, beat continuously in the opposite directions of incoming air, expel mucus loaded with dust and other debris away from lungs. Valves are reinforced with C-shaped hyaline cartilage. Trachea. Trachomia formed by division of the trachea connects the larynx with bronchi, lined with the ciliated mucosa, continually in the opposite directions of incoming air. Expel mucus loaded with dust and other debris away from the lungs. Valves are reinforced with C-shaped hyaline cartilage trachea. Windpipe. Valves are reinforced to the trachomia formed by division of the trachea, enters the lungs at the hilus. Right bronchus is a wider, shorter, straighter than left Bronchi subdivide into smaller and smaller branches. Primary bronchia occupy most of the thoracic cavity. Apex is near the clavicle. Base rests on the diaphragm. Each lung is divided into the lobes by fissures. Partial pleural lines the walls of the thoracic cavity. Pleural fluid fills the area between the layers of pleura along gliding covering of the lungs. Primary bronchi, secondary bronchi, tertiary bronchi, broncholia, terminal bronchi, respiratory tree divisions. Respiratory tree divisions. Respiratory divisions, smallest branches of the bronchi. All but the smallest branches have a reinforcing cartilage. Terminal bronchioles end in alveolar bronchioles. Structures respiratory bronchiole. Structures of alveoli. Alveolar duct, alveolar sacs, alveolus gas exchange alveoli. Smallest branches of the bronchi. All but the smallest branches have a reinforcing cartilage. Terminal bronchioles and in alveoli bronchioles. Structures respiratory bronchiole, alveolar duct, alveoli, site of the gas exchange respiratory zone. Thin squamous epithelial layer lining alveolar duct. Pulmonary capillaries cover external surfaces of alveoli, respiratory membrane, ear-blood barrier. Gas crosses the respiratory membrane by diffusion. Oxygen enters completely. Gas crosses the respiratory thin squamous epithelial layer lining alveolar walls. Macrophages and protections. Gas crosses the respiratory membrane by diffusion. Oxygen enters the blood. Carbon dioxide enters alveoli. Macrophages and protections. Surfactant coats gas exposed alveolar ducts. Surfaces gas exchange. Pulmonary ventilation, moving air in and out of the things. Gas crosses the respiratory membrane by diffusion. Oxygen enters the blood, carbon dioxide enters the alveoli, macrophages add protections, surfactants coats gas exposed alveolar surfaces, gas exchange, pulmonary ventilations, moving air in and out of the lungs. External respiration. Pulmonary ventilations, moving in and out of things. External respiration, gas exchange between pulmonary blood and oily respiratory gas transport of oxygen and carbon dioxide. Via the bloodstreams, internal respiration, gas exchange between blood and tissue cells in systematic capillaries, events of respirations. Oxygen and carbon dioxide via the bloodstreams, internal respirations, gas exchange between blood and tissue cells in systematic capillaries, events of respiration, completely mechanical processes, depends on volume exchanges in the thoracic cavity. Volume changes lead to pressure change, which lead to the flow of gases. To equalize the pressure, mechanics of breathing, pulmonary ventilation. Two phases is inspiration, flow of air into the lung, expiration, air leaving lung, mechanics of breathing. Two phases, inspiration, flow of air into the lung. Expirations, air leaving lung, mechanics of breathing, pulmonary ventilation, diaphragm and intercostal muscles contract. The size of the thoracic cavity increases. External air is pulled into the lungs due to an increase in intrapulmonary volume. Inspiration, large passive process which depends on natural lung elasticity. As a muscles relax, air is pushed out of the lungs. Forced expirations can occur mostly by contracting internal intercostal muscles to depress the rib cage. Exhalations can be caused by reflexes or voluntary actions. Examples: cough and sneeze clears the lungs of debris. Laughing, crying, yawn, hiccup, no respiratory air movements. Normal breathing moves about